Ford, as we've been seeing all morning long, lies in state in the Capitol Rotunda. And now, how are state funerals for former presidents arranged? That's one of the big questions that many people have asked. And here to explain how state funerals are arranged for presidents is former White House Military Social Aide, Col Steve Bauer. He joins us now from Houston. Sir, good morning to you.
Good morning.
These state-arranged funerals, what do you look for in terms of bringing out the essence of the person's life and having that person honored at a state function like this, as we're seeing with President Gerald Ford?
Well, there are various elements that can be included in a state funeral. And of course, the president usually sits down and meets with the military staff at the Military District of Washington and decides which elements he will include in his own funeral. So this particular funeral is really a reflection of the man, Gerald Ford.
And it's a reflection of his humility.
Exactly. He has decided that he would not have the caisson drawing the casket from the Capitol over to the service on Tuesday, and he decided that he would not have the caparisoned horse. He was a very humble man, a very simple man, and he just thought that that was perhaps a little bit too elegant for his own style.
That's also really interesting. You had a chance to serve during the Ford administration, and tell us a little bit about the man that you remember.
Well, he was a very nice guy. He had been in Washington for 25 years before he actually became president, so he knew everybody. When we had a party at the Ford White House, they were very hugging. They would love people. They would take pictures with them. They were very gregarious, very much in contrast to his predecessor, the Nixons, who were a little bit more stiff and proper, and also very much in contrast to his successor, Jimmy Carter.
How so?
Well, the President Ford was really just a humble man. Jimmy Carter portrayed himself as a humble man when the public was around, but he was a little bit different in private.
We just saw a picture there of you with the Queen, and can you tell us about that experience and what it was like?
The Queen came for the bicentennial in 1976, and we had a reception on the South Lawn. We had a dinner in the Rose Garden, which was extremely unusual. They had to erect a tent and pipe in the air conditioning. Of course, this is July in 1976. And they went up to dance in the state dining room. The first number was it was like a wedding. The visiting head of state and the president were dancing, and everybody stood around the room watching. After a few moments, people started laughing under their breath. And we realized that the President of the United States and the Queen of England were dancing to the tune, "The Lady is a Tramp."
Okay, now who's responsible for that gaffe?
Well, we couldn't figure out who was responsible. It was really very much of an accident, and nobody lost their job over it, although it was kind of embarrassing for everyone.
Yeah, but a gorgeous shot of the two of them.
It's a great shot.
Gerald Ford, certainly a handsome and stately-looking man, especially in his younger days, but that's a beautiful shot of the two of them.
He was also very athletic. So, Col Steve Bauer, we thank you so much for joining us and giving us some insights as to how these funerals are arranged.
Thank you.
All right. Just ahead,